The visual element I selected represents a futuristic digital system that symbolizes how modern organizations operate through interconnected structures. At the center of the image, we can see a brain-like structure made of data, connections, and glowing nodes. This central element represents like intelligence, coordination, and decision making within an organization. It reflects how information is processed and transformed into actions. Surrounding this central structure, there are multiple floating digital screens displaying charts, workflows, and data analytics. Each of these elements represents key components of business operations such as communication, processes, team coordination, and performance tracking. I really chose this visual because it goes beyond a traditional presentation of work. Instead of focusing on a person, it focuses on the system itself. This highlights the idea that modern organizations depend not only on individual tasks but on how effectively information flows between different areas. The connection between the central structure and the surrounding elements illustrate how everything is integrated. So, communication influences processes, data supports decision making, and coordination ensures that all parts of the organization work together efficiently. So, this visual also reflects my professional focus. I aim to work in roles where I can act as a central point of coordination, connecting information, aligning teams, and improving processes. My skill in multilingual communication and data analysis allow me to contribute to this type of environment. Additionally, the futuristic and technological style of the image represents innovation and continuous improvement, which are essential in global organizations. It shows that the ability to understand complex systems and optimize them is a key professional value. Overall, this image represents not just a role but a way of thinking, understanding complexity, creating a structure, and generating efficiency through coordination analysis. In this section, I will present the problem tree by describing its structure and main components. At the center of the analysis, we find the core problem, which is the difficulty of transitioning from a customer support role to a more strategic role, such as project coordinator or operations analyst, despite having relevant multilingual and analytical skills. So, this core problem represents the main challenge in my current professional development, as it creates a gap between my capabilities and the opportunities I can access. So, if we move to the root causes, which are the elements that explain why this problem exists, we can identify four main factors. So, the first cause is weak professional positioning. My experience has often been described in terms of tasks rather than impact. So, and without a clear narrative aligned with strategic roles, this limits how my profile is interpreted in the job market. The second cause is the lack of formal validation of my skills. Although I have practical experience with tools such as Excel, CRM systems, and coordination processes, I don't yet have certifications or a portfolio that clearly demonstrates these competencies in a structured way. So, moving forward, the third cause is market perception. So, since my current role is labeled as customer support, it is commonly associated with operational tasks, which leads recruiters to underestimate the strategic aspects of my experience, such as problem solving, coordination, and process improvement. The fourth cause is limited visibility of my impact. Many of my contributions, such as improving workflows or resolving complex issues, have not been quantified using measurable indicators like KPIs or performance metrics, which reduces their visibility and perceived value. If we go deeper into that analysis, these primary causes are also influenced by secondary causes. For example, weak positioning is influenced by how my CV and LinkedIn profile were previously structured, focusing more on responsibilities than results. So, the lack of validation is related to the absence of certifications and the lack of a portfolio that showcases my analytical work. Market perception is like reinforced by job titles that do not reflect the full scope of my responsibilities, and by a general tendency to categorize roles based on labels rather than actual functions. So, finally, limited impact visibility is influenced by the absence of quantified achievements and the lack of clear communication of results. As a consequence of all these factors, several outcomes emerge. Professionally, this leads to limited access to strategic roles, slower career growth, and fewer opportunities in international environments. So, overall, this problem tree allowed me to clearly understand that the main issue is not the absence of skills, but the misalignment between my skills, how they are presented, and how they are perceived externally. Thank you. In this section, I will present the solution tree, which is directly connected to the problem analysis explained previously. So at the center of the diagram, we can see the main objective, which is to successfully transition from a customer support role to a strategic role, such as project coordinator or operation analyst, by leveraging my multilingual and analytical skills. So this objective represents the transformation of the core problem into a clear professional goal, focused on alignment between my capabilities and market opportunities. If we analyze the lower part of the diagram, which represents the root actions, we can identify four main areas that address the causes of the problem. So the first one is a strategic positioning. This involves improving how my professional profile is presented by refining my CV, developing a clear professional narrative, and aligning my personal brand with the roles I want to achieve. So the second area is validation. This focuses on strengthening the credibility of my skills through certifications and the creation of a portfolio that demonstrates my experience in data analysis, tools like Excel, and operational processes. So the third area is market perception. Here, the objective is to reframe how my experience is interpreted by others, presenting my role in a more like a strategic way and emphasizing the coordination and analytical aspects of my work. So the fourth area is impact visibility. This includes quantifying my achievements, so implementing KPIs and clearly communicating the results of my work to make my contributions more visible and measurable. So now if we move to the upper part of the diagram, we can see the expected outcomes of these actions. This includes access to strategic roles, improved career growth, stronger professional recognition, and increased motivation. So, overall, this solution tree shows a clear path from problem to opportunity. It demonstrates that by addressing the root causes through specific and structured actions, it is possible to achieve meaningful professional growth.